Any questions?
Coach, Texas Tech announced Shiel Wood
Mm-hmm.
as their new defensive coordinator at noon. Can you talk about that, the process?
Yeah. Shield did a great job for us. But we, would have liked for him to stay, but we just, it came down to a financial situation, and they were offering a heck of a lot more, and it's something we cannot do right now, and obviously we wish him and his family the very best.
You're saying U of H can't match the number?
Well, it's you have a budget, and in that area, they seem to have a little bit more resources than us right now.
Willie, along those lines, you've had a week since you made the change at OC. Is you any closer?
I think I'm going to have somebody hired tomorrow.
I
don't want to say anything until we got the T's crossed and I's dotted and all those kind of things, but we're excited about it, and he's going to come in here and do a fantastic job for us.
You and this might tie into recruiting, but and your staff, but to have the OC opening and then the eve of signing day, word start to get out that you're losing your DC. You did a great job of keeping and retaining guys that were committed. You can just talk about when you're up against that and
obviously, timing is not great all the time, but it's like the defensive linemen. The interior guys, Coach Giles did, majority of the recruiting for that. Our defensive ends, Coach Ross, et cetera, down the line, all the position coaches and other, coaches that are here as well, and the support staff writing letters and calling these guys. And we want them to have a connection with the University of Houston. And I told all these kids, also that, hey, this is my last job, and I'm going to be here, and we're going to have the same culture, you hope you keep all your coaches forever. You'd love to have that, but I'm not foolish. I know that there's going to be coaches that will come and go, but our culture will remain. And, I'm going to make sure of that.
Thoughts on those words, Ms. Kennetra Williams?
Well, I mean, it was did not blink. Just like, we'll have somebody hired tomorrow. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, again, yeah, it is a numbers game, both statistically, your record, and, there's a budget you have to adhere to, and while both are state schools, Texas Tech just had more money they could allocate how they saw fit. And, you can't really blame a coach for pursuing the best opportunity for he or she and their families, and also it just, and, yes, it's within the same conference, but, some people say, okay, hey, is it a lateral move or, what have you? But does this choice to leave Houston position himself for wherever he wants to go in his career?
And Shiel Wood, the job at Tech will be his maybe his sixth job in 7 seasons. So I think he's moved up. I mean, he's bounced around.
Doesn't unpack.
He doesn't unpack. He's getting paid now. I think he was at Georgia Tech for a while, so he's been on the power level before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at him. Get the bag. Say the same thing I say to the players. Get that bag and to live with the consequences. You just accept what happens. If you realize you're new to this place, you have second thoughts. Well, in his case, he's 1 year, he moves on. So Texas Tech has been in the Big 12 longer than the Cougs. Mm-hmm. So they've had more media rights money for 25 years. So they got that part. They also have more wealthy alums willing to be friends with the program. They also have better attendance at the football games.
And their number one ambassador.
Yes. is Mr. Mahomes.
who can roll out new gear,
Mm-hmm.
a jazzy new campaign. Numbers are tight, so it just and he is irrelevant. He's younger, he's relevant, so he can relate. So there's just a lot. It's shiny.
Right. And no slight on Pat Mahomes for supporting his alma mater.
Nope.
The Cougs have, I want to say, 12 players in the NFL. No one like on the level of Patrick Mahomes.
Nope.
Okay, not yet. Ed Oliver's had his moments. Tank Dell has had his moments, but none of those alums have the bag like Pat Mahomes.
Nope.
Hopefully, at some point soon.
I mean, Crabtree.
Yeah. At some point in the future, the Cougs will hopefully have a all-world talent in the NFL and donate and give back money.
They have a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, and Andre, but that's how long ago was that? But yeah. So that's part of it. And as Coach Sampson has said many times, anybody who's willing to listen, or even if you're not willing to listen, he'll tell you the truth.
Sure.
UH is finally in the Big 12, but UH is behind all the teams who've been in the Big 12 for years. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, so it's going to take quite a while for Houston to catch up to that level. But one of the things I really harp on, I guess kind of keep saying to my alums, one consistent way year in, year out for revenue, season ticket sales. Football season ticket sales. If they can count on 25, 30, Willie Gibson just laughed at me, 25, 30,000. Chris, that's nothing. That's like our two sections down in the lower level of the stadium. True. But for UH, Houston Athletics to have reliable 30,000 season tickets sold annually, that's money that the department could count on year in, year out. We're not there yet. So I keep saying we have to support our football team, not the opponent, but our football team. Things like this, Shiel Wood, let's try to minimize those in the future by having more season tickets sold. Football, basketball, baseball, women's basketball, all those things.